Hi everyone, and welcome to TWF Impact or Hit. I, Joey Styles, here with Jonathan Coachman and with Aiden English. And today on Impact or Hit, we're going to have a good show here today. As we have four, and he'll be here today on on Impact or Hit. Joey Styles says, if I could tell you one thing, Jonathan Coachman said, yeah, we're going to have a good show here today on Impact or Hit. We're going to have four here today, and we don't know who he's going to be wrestling against or fighting against, but most likely it'll be someone. Well, I could tell you right now, Aiden English says, whoever four is going to be wrestling or fighting against here today on Impact or Hit, it's going to have to be someone who doesn't like them. You know, I could tell you that right now, Aiden English says. Well, how would you know? How would you know? Joey Styles says, who does or does not like four, and how would you think there would be someone that doesn't like four, and that's who would be fighting here today? Joey Styles says. Well, yeah, I'd like to know, Jonathan Coachman said, how you came up with that. You know, how you came up with that belief that it would be someone he doesn't like or doesn't like him. John Coachman said, how I came up with it, I just made a guess, Aiden English says, and every once in a while my guesses, you know, seek out to be true. Well, not all the time, but sometimes they do. You know. And sometimes, Aiden English said, my guesses seek out to be true. Well, here comes someone who's never happy these days, and that's Drew McIntyre. Alright, Drew McIntyre says, I'm putting myself in a Kingly Thunder because I think that's the only way that I can ever win back the TWF heavyweight winnings for the 30th time. And I never understood why I couldn't win it back earlier. But this is all bloody bullshit. Because at the end of the day, I should be the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter. Hell, what they really truly should do is unbind one strap, so then folks like me could go for the other one instead of having the same shit have both of them. So the last time I was here, I had some creep by the name of Captain America, lead man Vinland, get in my business, and you haven't seen him since then. So, does anyone else want to get in my business? Yeah, I believe so, Forrest says. Yeah, I saw what you did to Steven Rogers, Captain America, Leadman Vinland. And I'm here to tell you, you should be ashamed of yourself. Yeah, you're so bold beating up on folks. Yeah, you're so fearless, guilting everyone else for everything that never went right in your wrestling calling. Yeah, it's everyone else's mistake that you're not a three-time WWE heavyweight fighter. It's everyone else's mistake you're not a two-time world heavyweight fighter. And that's only in WWE. You guilt everyone else for why you're not a three-time TWF heavyweight fighter and a one-time world heavyweight fighter. You know, you go out of your way to guilt everyone else for everything that ever went wrong. Oh, I'm not answerable for anything that ever goes wrong in my life. Everyone else is. And I know that's only one thing it takes to set you off these days. Well, the truth is, the whole world doesn't go around you. And hell, the whole world doesn't go around me either. You know, the grounds to why you didn't win the matches you should have won, you didn't win the straps you should have won, either you weren't good enough, either you weren't watching what you were doing, or all from above. So for you're going to tell me that you don't go around and gild everyone for why you kept losing to Gunther all the time, or you're not going to gild everyone for why Luke, I always did bullshit to you. Because if I lose a match or a fight, Drew, it's because I did. It wasn't anyone else's mistake, it was mine. And I manned up to that one. You have not. Well, then I don't really care about kicking the bloody God of Thunder's head off his bloody shoulders. Yeah, you wanna seek to do that, Drew? When I have my hammer with me, say what you want to say. Slight me from coming from 5 and below if you want to, but this hammer is still going to hit you and knock you down. Oh no, this isn't going to be the way it's going to be, Daniel Bryan said. For I understand you want to be in a Kingly Thunder, you're in. Drew McIntyre, you're in. Hell, I also think there's some other folks that are going to be in the Kingly Thunder too. When it happens next week, I'm here to tell you right now, you two want to fight here today on Impact or Hit? Well, guess what? It's happening. So, if I can get a fight keeper in the ring, we'll make this match happening. And for the hammer is not to be worked in the match. Well, we just heard from Daniel Bryan, the main overseer of the TWF. Joey Styles said, the nearest thing we have to Adam Pearce and Nick Ambris and Ava Rain, Santina Marella, and Christopher Daniels. Meaning, here he comes now. Oh! And Joey Styles says, I'm just going to say that need be a mishap or a mistake. And now the hammer is now out of his hand now. So now it's an even match. Ding, well, and we got 4, body slamming, drop kicking, and a close stake on Drew McIntyre. And 4 right now is bringing the 8 to Drew McIntyre. And Drew McIntyre's down, Joey Styles says. Well, Jonathan Coachman said, don't let this mistaken you. This 4 came from 5 and below, but he is as strong, as mighty as any other 4 dolls ever made. Well, John Coachman said, well, Aiden English said, unless you overlook how he kept losing to Walter or Gumver all the time, then we're doing alright. Drew McIntyre just did the future shot DDT on 4. Now you're going to do the Claymore kick. Is he going to beat 4 here today on Impact or Hit? Another body slam. And we know Roman Reigns and Gunther is in the Kingly Thunder. For Drew McIntyre, other folks are to follow, I would believe. Would be in it, Joey Styles says. And now, Drew McIntyre believes he's going to take the North God of Thunder, 4, out again. And this time 4 just took him. This time 4 got him. And this time 4 is taking down Drew McIntyre. Aiden English says he's putting on that that he's putting on the fucked up hammer of his. He's going to get the match thrown out, Aiden English said. Yeah, he did. Ding, 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 ding. The winner of this match of a throw out, Drew McIntyre. And we all know, Joey Styles says, at the end of the day, we all know that Thor is answerable for his deed. And knowing Drew McIntyre, he might not be holding himself answerable for anything he ever said or ever does. But Thor will, Joey Styles said, since Thor knows or knew going into this match that if he hit Drew McIntyre with the hammer, the match would be thrown out, Joey Styles says. Well, maybe that's the grounds of why he did it, Jonathan Coachman said. Maybe he wanted to show Drew McIntyre that he'd be man enough and answerable for his mistake or his mishap. And not going to guilt Drew McIntyre for the hammer being, for him taking his hammer and hitting someone with it. That's what I think. That's what I think, Jonathan Coachman says. Or, Aiden English says, or need be Thor didn't think he could beat Drew McIntyre. So, that's why he hit him with the hammer, so he could get the match thrown out. At least that is my belief. Well, we'll have to know if it's true or not. We'll have to know if it's true or not, because we're going to have Gorilla Monsoon now, and he's going to be talking with Thor. Thank you, Joey Styles and Jonathan Coachman. I'm going to be talking with Thor here today on Impact or Hit, and why he hit Drew McIntyre with the hammer. Alright, Thor, we all want to know, why did you hit Drew McIntyre with your hammer? First off, the grounds to why I did it was that to show Drew McIntyre that, yeah, I hit him with the hammer. That was my mistake. I'm man enough or God enough to say that was my mistake, and I'm not going to go around Gorilla Monsoon and guilt it or shame it on anyone else. That's on me. Now if it was Drew McIntyre and he did that thing, he wouldn't guilt it on me. He'd guilt it and shame it on me. He wouldn't be answerable for it at all. Well, now you're both worried that you and Drew McIntyre are now going to start warring against each other, and a wrong has come out of this. Well, if Drew McIntyre wants to make a wrong or a war out of it, Gorilla Monsoon, then I'll be ready for it. Well, that's my talk with Thor. Back to you, Joey Styles and Jonathan Coachman. I'll get this here out of the way. Fuck. There you go. Alright, well, thank you. There we go. Well, thank you, Gorilla Monsoon, for talking with Thor here today on Impact or Hit. And that's all the time we got it for Impact or Hit. I, Joey Styles, with Jonathan Coachman and Aiden English. We hope you like Impact or Hit. And we'll see you tomorrow for Friday Night SmackDown.